stop doing these 10 things after you upload a YouTube video if you want to get more views. Chances are you're probably doing at least one of them right now, sabotaging your channel. Mistake number 1, buying views or subscribers. When I first started my channel called Capitalist 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago now, I was trying all the crazy things. I was trying all the tricks, all the trips, all the shortcuts in the books. I tried buying views and subs, but fortunately for me, I didn't have enough money. I tried to think for 1 or 2 videos and nothing happened. I did get the views I was promised, but YouTube didn't magically boost my video because now I had external traffic. Obviously, that is a bad thing. You do not want to buy views or subscribers because YouTube will see that it's artificial traffic. They will not know where it's coming from. So by all means, they will not push your video, maybe even the exact opposite. They will not push your videos because you are basically confusing the algorithm with fake data. Fake views basically create abnormal watch duration patterns. The views are coming out of nowhere. YouTube is not able to track those views and realize, okay, they're coming from here first. Like, no. And so YouTube's algorithm will see that it's a suspicious traffic and it's going to flag your channel for spammy behavior or external traffic. I've seen countless channels get demonetized for what YouTube calls invalid traffic. Now, mistake number 2 is deleting videos. So this video that you're seeing right now on the screen, as you can see, it didn't really get views for the first 100 days. Out of nowhere, all of a sudden, it starts picking up steam and it climbed all the way up to 24,000 views. Now, had I deleted that video, I would have never capitalized on the views. I would have never actually got the watch time and the subscribers and then the money. I think of all of the YouTube videos like planting a seed, right? You plant it once and then you water it and you let it grow. And you will reap rewards the next week, the next month, and for the years to come if you planted the right seed in the right place. Of course. In addition to that, deleting your videos also hurts your watch time. And if you are in the beginning, if you're trying to get monetized, you need 4,000 watch hours. If you delete your videos, you keep going back and forth, and it's going to take you longer to reach that monetization level. One thing you need to keep in mind in here, and I hope you take out of this whole video, is that you need a long-term mindset. Once the video is out there, once the seed is planted, if the video is good and if the video deserves views, YouTube will find it and you'll get the views, you'll get the money, and once you're monetized, you'll get the money consistently. And there's plenty of ways that can happen. Some videos are going to rank in search. So people are going to over time search for those topics or those keywords more and more, and your video can grow like that. Or other videos that you're posting in the meantime on your channel are going to grow your channel, and now more people are coming, this video gets recommended, and that is all going to boost. It all works like a machine. Now, if for any reason you don't want that video out there, say, Raz, I don't want to delete this video, but I don't want it on my channel, you should just put it on unlisted or private instead of deleting. Actually, on this very channel that you're watching right now, my personal channel, I have at least 10, maybe even 20 videos that are just put to private because they're either personal or they're not aligned with what we're doing right now, or they're just not happy with how I look on camera. There's plenty of ways you can go about this, but do not delete your videos. Mistake number 3, subscribe for subscribe. What this does, if you do this with a lot of people where you subscribe to their channel and they subscribe to yours, what you'll actually create is a bunch of subscribers who never actually watch your videos. Yeah, they are subscribed, they are to the channel, but this will signal to YouTube that, okay, these people are subscribed and they're not interested. They never click, they never watch. So why should we put this to new people if not even the subscribers of the channel are watching, right? I hope you can see how this can hinder the performance of your videos. In the beginning days, I used to get a lot of people joining my program, and because we have a large community and people would see, okay, there's thousands of people in here, we surely could make a post and just monetize each other's channels very easily. And I think at first, for the first couple of months, I was like, okay, they can do this, they can get a couple subscribers. But then later on, people were coming, it's like, Raz, I got monetized, I have 1,000 subscribers, but my videos suck. Like, I'm not getting any views. What is going on? I got monetized. And then when we peeled back the layers, we saw, it's like, well, how did you get these 500 subscribers? Like, oh, I just made a post. And I was like, okay, this is not good. So now we have a big warning in our community that says, do not post, do not ask people to subscribe. It's wasting your time and it's hurting your channel. By the way, if you want to work directly with me on starting and scaling your Faceless YouTube channel to $5,000 to $10,000 per month, click the link in the description or the pinned comment. My clients are currently getting over 120 million views per month and making $500,000 in AdSense revenue combined. So if you want to join us, check it out. First link in the description and the pinned comment. And mistake number 4 is re-uploading videos. The algorithm remembers. I see a lot of people who are under the impression that for some reason, if they just re-upload, if they take their video down and put it up, the algorithm is gonna give them more views, or maybe there was a mistake there and the algorithm didn't see their video and now it's gonna boost it. But in reality, that's not how it works. The algorithm basically works on patterns and basically has the data of your video, knows how your video look more or like, and that you've uploaded it already, it wasn't a good video, it didn't get pushed, and now we just took it down and you upload it again, and it will just say, well, we already looked at this and we said it's not good, so then why would we give it another chance? Let's just give another chance to a new video. Just because you re-uploaded your video doesn't erase the bad performance. I remember in the early days, I would get a video that has 50 views or 100 views, and I would look at it as like, what is this? Why is it not working? Let's try again. Maybe let's re-upload it. And then when I would re-upload it, it would only get 10 views because the algorithm knows, like, okay, well, this is the same video, so we are not gonna push it at all. And then the second time, you would actually get even worse views. You should just actually put the time into learning. Mistake number 5, changing your title or thumbnail too early. I know that feeling. You just posted a video, you think it's gonna work, and a couple of hours or a day go by, and it doesn't work. So what do? You immediately change the title, you change the thumbnail, you think it's not going to work, and then a couple hours later, you do it again and you do it again. And all that leads to is that you confuse the algorithm, you confuse the data. In my opinion, the early performance data is unreliable in the first couple of hours. Think about it, you get 50 views and then you look at the data and you say, okay, this is not good, I'm gonna change it. But your goal is not to get 50 views. 50 views could just be random people. YouTube could actually just push it out to 200 people who can completely change the data, right? You just have too small of a sample size to have statistical significance. What I like to do is I only start looking at data until my videos get 200 to 300 views. And if you're not there, all you need to focus on is better video ideas. It's not the title, it's not the thumbnail, it's not the video editing, it's nothing like that. It's just the right videos. People don't want to see, people are not really interested in the videos that you're making. So spend the time, instead of again chasing all those things, spend the time to get better video ideas. And more specifically, when it comes to Faceless YouTube channel, I almost never change my thumbnails or titles, and I've managed to make over $1 million in AdSense revenue over the years. And the reason is, especially if you're a beginner, it's just too complex. You don't want to focus on all of this stuff. You want to focus on the basics. Do your research, find one thumbnail, find one title, post 3 to 5 videos at a time, so in a week or every 2 weeks, whenever you can, and then look at the data after that and try every single week and every single video, try to make the next one better and the next one better and the next one better. And maybe once you get it and you start getting views and you start making money, you can go back and say, you know what, I could make these thumbnails better, let's change them now. Now, mistake number 6, sending your videos to friends or random communities. The reason is simple. Those people don't care about your videos. They didn't subscribe to your channel, they didn't ask you for it. So if you're just spamming, if you're just shoving it down their throats, they're maybe gonna look at it. Maybe some of them, if they're friends, just gonna click on it and say, yeah, I watched it, it's good. But in reality, unless they're the perfect fit, they're just gonna click on your video, watch for a couple of seconds or half a minute, and then they're just gonna click away. And what does that do? It lowers your average view duration. You need minutes, not seconds. You need 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes of average view duration to get a good video, to get views and make money. And random people watching your videos for a couple of seconds are definitely not helping with that. Not only that, but if you do it in the first couple of hours after your videos goes live, you're hurting the channel even more, because YouTube is gonna look at the initial data. It's like, okay, we just posted this video, let's see how well does it do with the first couple of people. Okay, not a lot of people watch this video. Oh, people click on this video, but they hate it, they immediately leave, so we are not gonna push this to new people. Instead, you should just focus on the basics and just let YouTube find the audience. It might take a couple of videos, it might take a couple of days, a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months, but if you know what you're doing and if you're posting the right videos, you will find it. Now, the next mistake I see a lot of beginners make is watching your own videos and clicking off too early. Stop watching your own videos. It's not helping. And I have a crazy story here. So when I started my very first channel, Capitalist, 5 years ago, I would look at the stats and man, they would be bad. We would only get a couple of seconds or like 10 seconds, 30 seconds of average view duration. So the video was bad. So what I thought, or I think I saw this hack somewhere. What if I just open a bunch of new tabs and I watch my own videos to boost the average view duration? So that's what I did. The mistake that I would make in the beginning, I would click on the video, watch it for a little bit to see if it's good, and then click off, and then click again and click off, and click again and click off. And I saw that that was hurting the stats. Obviously, do not do that. But then what I said is like, well, what if I now click and actually watch all the way through? Is this gonna boost the stats? Now, of course, not only nothing magic happened, like the videos didn't start taking off or didn't magically start working because we did this thing, but I was also wasting the time, wasting the effort. And instead of seeing how I can make my videos better and how I can actually get views the right way and make money the right way, I was wasting time trying all these stupid things. What I do nowadays, and what I recommend you do as well, is that you check the videos before they're uploaded, because this isn't gonna affect the data in any way. You make sure they're good and then you upload them. and you leave them. That's it. The next mistake I see beginners make is promoting long-form YouTube content to other short-form platforms. The reality is TikTok traffic and Instagram traffic doesn't often convert into long watching sessions, right? People don't just automatically go from scrolling their feed on TikTok looking for a quick dopamine hit to say, oh, this is an interesting 20-minute video. Let me click and stop what I'm doing right now and watch it. That never really happens. What I recommend you do from the beginning is you should prioritize and focus all your time and attention on on-platform discovery, right? So how can you get YouTube? How can you get this long-form video that you're making to get more views from the beginning? So you don't need to rely on external traffic. You don't need to share it on Instagram, because if you make a good video, people will like it. YouTube will see that people like it, and then it will naturally push it, right? And if you are more data-driven like I am, a mistake I see is refreshing the analytics constantly, and I think it can sabotage your productivity and decision-making. Early data is unreliable, tricky, and can get you emotional over something that you shouldn't get. 200-300 views is the bare minimum for statistical significance. If you don't hit that, you just need better video ideas. You don't need to worry about like, why is my video not working? If you don't have at least 200 to 300 views, don't look at the analytics, just make better videos. Now, on the flip side of that, I've also seen people who never check the analytics, so you also don't want to do that. I think the optimal time is to maybe check them once every 24 hours, but if you see the data and then you take that lesson and you put it to the next video and then you keep repeating this process, that is the power of data, that is the power of analytics. It's not in just checking it in the first couple of hours. Do not obsess over it, just use it to learn and then apply for your next video. Similarly, a mistake you want to avoid is letting the views define your self-worth. Just because you get low views on a video or low views in a given week or in a given month, it doesn't mean you're not good at this, or it doesn't mean you're never going to be good at this. And what makes this even worse is comparing yourself to other people. It's like, oh, they also started 1 month ago, they also started 3 months ago, and look, they have more videos, they have more views. What am I doing wrong? And in reality, we never know what's behind that channel. Maybe it's not their first channel. Maybe they are spending 10 times the amount of time or the amount of money that you are spending. I think there's that saying, never count other people's money. This is very healthy and applies to YouTube and Faceless YouTube channels as well. Looking and comparing, it's not going to help you, especially because YouTube's growth is non-linear. You can go from 0 to 100,000 views real quick. You're one video away. So this is why I recommend you put all of your time and energy into finding that one idea, into finding that one video that is going to change everything for you. It took me 107 videos, guys, 107 to find that one video, that one idea that changed everything and took my channel from 0 to $10,000 per month. Now, I don't want it to take 107 videos for you, and this is why I started a program where I work directly with busy professionals to help them achieve much faster, save time, money, and headaches. And if you're interested in working directly with me, you can book a call in the description. You'll find your way.